Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. I'm here with Tanya, and I'm going to look here so I don't mispronounce Stingley of Tea Time with Tanya. If you want to get a hold of Tanya, it's psychictanya9@gmail.com. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How
Yeah,
are you?
I'm great. You're looking great.
Thank
Today, we're talking about raising your vibration, just maintaining the vibration, difficult times, and how to just keep that vibration up in these kind of crazy, crazy shifting energy times. So, how do you do it? How do you keep your energy up?
Recently, well, right now, Las Vegas is going through a horrible heat wave. So, the way that I normally keep my vibration high is by being out in nature, barefoot in the grass, under
Mm.
trees. I'm a tree hugger. I lay on the ground. I love to connect with
Mhm.
Gaia. So what I'm doing right now is 5 o'clock in the morning. While the grass is still wet, I take my little dog, put her in my backpack. We go biking for about 10 miles, and then I sit and meditate, and I do Tai Chi and Qigong in the early morning in the
Mm.
dewy grass, and I sing and I dance and I
Ah.
scream. I stomp, I tap, I do a lot. um, I've been on a lot of TikTok lately, just learning
Mm.
some coping skills, and I've been doing the tapping lately, and that is a wonderful way to
Mhm.
de-stress, to literally break up some of the things that are, that get caught in our body, that get trapped. My What I try to do is to keep my chakras flowing and clear,
Mm.
and meditation, grounding, visualizing, and just working. Silence is a big one. I turned off my music lately. I used to always have the radio playing, always. Um, Even when I was biking, I have a little speaker on my handlebars. I was always noise, and now it's silence. I'm enjoying listening to
Mm.
what I'm hearing besides the programming of what's on the radio, and I don't watch television at all. So silence is a comfort now.
Mhm, mhm. And so rare these days. It is impossible to get it in a lot of different situations, right? Yeah, just
Yeah.
good luck on an airplane today getting any peace and quiet.
Yes.
There's always somebody on the phone or a phone pinging. Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I really believe in that tapping. Man, that
Yes.
tapping has just done wonders.
There's this massage, to massage your uh oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but to basically move your fluids around in your body. And I don't know what the massage is called, but it starts, you're basically where all of your, um, oh, come on, Tanya, brain work. Uh, like your thyroid, your glands, all of
Mm.
your glands are, if you rub above them, and it's a whole thing, you activate your whole autonomic system, but you're moving all those liquids that have a tendency to get caught in your joints and your knees and your ankles and your back, and you're flushing it out, and it's just a beautiful massage
Mhm.
and you just touch literally every part of your body. And I did that 3 times this week. And I really do feel like I'm not holding as much fluid as I was before.
Aha. And tell me, Tanya, what advice do you have for others about keeping their vibration up?
The first thing that I would say to people about keeping their vibration high is to, number one, live in your truth. Because if you are holding things in that don't need to be held on to. You're going to press yourself down. Let go, release, let go of anxiety, put down things that are not necessary, worries, um, things that don't matter. Don't worry about them. We keep ourselves in low vibration, worrying about bills, worrying about um, something that's coming up. If we have plans to make, we will worry ourselves into making something that is beautiful something that we dread. And we have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
It's exhale, I think, is the number one. Exhale, let go. And because if you're so keyed up all the time, you have no room for good stuff to come in. If you're worried, hope can't even get in. So I say exhale. The first thing, exhale. Put down your worry. Stop worrying about things, especially if you have no control over it. You know, you have no control over how much gas is going to cost at the gas station tomorrow. So getting mad about it, screaming about it, worrying about it is not going to change that fact. That's the accept it as it is, adapt and overcome. If you can't afford $30, buy 29. I mean, we have to get ourselves to a place to where we can we can look in the mirror and say, I'm okay with where I am now. And I think that's one of the things that we need to do is the mirror work, to look at ourselves and to say, I'm okay. I really am okay. It's
Mm.
these other things are worrisome, bothersome, but I am okay. I have food. I have a place to sleep. I have clothes on my back. I am not outside in 120-degree heat. You know, we have to pick
Mm.
and choose what we're gonna allow to bring us down. And if we have to tell ourselves, we have to remind ourselves that we're okay for the most part. We have survived 100% of everything the universe has thrown at us. We've gotten through it. But worry does nothing but keep us in a dark, non-moving place. The world continues to spin.
Yes. Yeah.
We just stick ourselves in a corner.
Yeah, yeah. I find like here I'm going on this trip here. I'm in Italy. Like, what's to complain about? But I will find that one thing. Like, oh, I forgot the Q-tips. What am I going to find Q-tips in Italy? It's just like, why? Why am I going there? You know, like it's just like it's so not helpful, but it's like almost a primal thing. Your mind must focus on something that it desires to control, rather than just go, you know, you just your ears might be a little dirty. It's just not that big a deal.
Well, or the fact that they do sell Q-tips in Italy.
That's right. Right. Right.
But I know exactly what you're saying. We like to our little, I think that little reptilian part in our brain just wants to worry about
Yes.
something. We got to find something outside of ourselves to latch on to.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of that is so that we can blame that on something else.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right. In some ways too, it helps us just like to compartmentalize that, right,
Yes.
and put it in a particular place. So again, we have more control. Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Good one. Your guides. I know you work with your guides. Maybe you could just tell me a little about your guides.
I have I have four guides that are with me constantly. And this is going to sound crazy, but I when I bike at night, I know I am never alone. How many shadows do you have, David?
How many shadows?
How many shadows do you have? When you go outside at night and you see your shadow, how many are there?
Zero.
You don't have no shadows?
I don't know. I never thought
I
about
have I have 3 that are always with me. Sometimes I have 4, but riding my bike at night, there are 3 other shadow bikers with me
Uh-huh.
all the time. And it's really weird. Now I know the names of my guides. I'm not going to say them out loud, but
Okay.
I know the names of my guides, and they do talk to me. And I actually have a shadow. I don't know if it's a guide. I am a medium, and
Mm.
I uh this house that I am in now is a portal. On my TikTok page, if anybody would like to see, I've got a couple of videos where orbs are literally shooting out of the
Wow.
floor. So if
Wow.
anybody would just like to see those, just go to Tanya Stingley on TikTok and you can see my little ghostly apparitions. But so I beings are things are around me constantly. I things move, fly across the room. This is normal for me, so it doesn't get me too excited. But I my mother and my grandmother, their spirits are not located in, they don't reside here, but they come through regularly.
Uh-huh.
And my grandmother, and we didn't have a wonderful relationship, but I do believe she is one of my guides. But she comes through and just literally turns my house upside down. Things will be moved, flipped over, thrown over, and it's at a point where I need to say something if I'm holding things in, and it's like she'll make me argue with her ghost, and I'll be sitting here just yelling at the air, and I'm talking to my grandmother
Uh-huh.
because she's moving things or knocking things. Right here on my desk, I have this little sand clock. And this on top of it, I've got some crystals. Every day these crystals go flying across the room.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow.
In fact, one of them's missing now.
Uh-huh. Okay. In action, we see this going on. Now, now, when you get that energy, are you able to, how do you work with it?
Well, I'll say that the energies that I work with, everything around me is for me. So there's nothing that is against me. But I have been stopped from doing things. I have working with my energies. I'll say this: during my show, a lot of the channeling just comes straight through me.
Mhm.
Things I like I said, I don't watch TV, I don't watch the news. So I do all of my shows are cold reads. I'm 100%
Wow.
cold reads. My higher self and my spirit guides will be speaking through me to a point sometimes on the screen. My face will become pixelated, and it's not my camera. It is, I don't know what happens with that energy, but it happens all the time during my shows. If I'll be talking and going on, and all of a sudden it's like my face comes completely pixelated, and I think that's when I'm channeling, and that's that extra energy is
Interesting.
manifesting itself in front of my camera.
Wow. Wow. Huh. So in a way, they're speaking through you.
They speak through me. They speak through me.
Uh,
Yes. And I have no control over it at all. And
right.
it's very strange. I'm kind of lucky. I'm glad that I'm not a person that is in conflict a lot with people, because I know that would get me in all kinds of trouble,
Yeah.
because there's no stop, there's no off switch. If it's coming out, it will just come out, and it will come out exactly the way that whoever is speaking through me wants it to come out. So
Uh-huh.
I can't even go whoa, it's just going to come like a freight train.
Right. Well, I got to tell you, that's refreshing. I have got a lot of respect for when I'm somebody's doing some sessions for me when they tell me what I don't want to hear. It's like anybody could say, oh yeah, you're gonna meet Mr. Right. This is gonna work out perfect. That is great. Everything's great. Everything's great. And people, some people would be happy to pay for that. But it's really much more challenging to tell people what they don't necessarily want to hear.
Yeah.
And it's great to be discreet about that. But sometimes it's like, bonk, I need that hit over
Well,
the head.
and you saying that is really one of the things that I really feel like I was drawn into this, because I didn't decide to do this. I was told, kind of like Linda G was. I literally, my wife was in the hospital with a brain tumor. I thought she was going to die. And
Wow.
I'm sitting there, I'm sleeping at the hospital, and I'm writing, and all this stuff is happening. And my higher self says, you're going to do a channel. When you go home and take your shower today, you're going to record a video. And that video is it's still one of my, I think it's like the second video on my channel. But and that was 8 years ago. That
Wow.
was 8 years ago. So
Wow.
I would, but my channel, I am that person. I am the
Mhm.
one who will say exactly what it is, and it's not a popularity contest. It's not about getting views. It's what has to be said in the way that it has to be said.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes you're in that situation. It's a marvelous situation where people are asking, and it's a one-on-one, nobody's watching you. So you can kind of have a very real conversation with people like that you wouldn't necessarily even have with a friend, because they might not necessarily ever see you again, and you and I, we've seen it all. We're not judging anything. It's just like, boom, there it is. There's a lot of value in that. Yeah, it's just great. Tanya, it's been really awesome to speak to you today. I will again say, take a look at Tanya Stingley, Tea Time with Tanya, and her email, psychic Tanya9 at gmail.com.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a lot.
David. Thank you.